Good evening. Hi, Sam. Hi, Nita.
Hello.
Oh, we have some friends from the Asian Montessori Conference. Welcome. Okay, let's see. Let's wait a while. I think people are logged in.
Catherine. Hi, Catherine. How are
Hello.
you?
Who's that?
Hello.
Who's that calling me? I don't see a face. I don't know who is it. Identify yourself. Oh, I'm seeing some familiar names. Johanna.
Hi, Catherine. Hi,
Hello.
Ms Nita. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Johanna. Nice to meet you.
And Nita, Hicham Aloe is one of our learners. He is in the
Yeah.
current cohort.
Yes, I remember.
Him, right? You haven't met him, have you?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see who else. Oh, Nin is here. Nin is also a CGMS graduate.
Hi, Catherine. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for logging in.
Yes.
So, have you met Ms Nita, Nin?
Sorry?
Have you met Ms Nita?
No.
No? Oh, you're
Not yet.
first time meeting her. Okay. Nin graduated in 2020, right? During COVID.
2021.
21. And
Yeah.
she just completed her residency, so she is now a fully certified. So exciting. Nita, do you have anything that you will be sharing on screen? Should I make you a co-host?
No.
Okay. And okay, I'm seeing all the familiar names because when they registered, I had to punch in all their names into the system. So all the names look very, very familiar. Thank you for coming on time. So we are so excited to have Ms. Nita with us. I'm going to go ahead and start. As people are entering in, they probably missed a couple of things, but I'm sure Ms. Nita will somehow be sharing along the process. So a very good evening to everyone. I am your facilitator tonight. My name is Catherine Ching. I am from Singapore. I'd like to invite all of you to type in the chat where you are from and what is your current profession. If you can type in the chat, because that will help us afterwards when Ms. Nita has something to share specifically for each group of people. So type your name. Sorry, not your name. Type your which country and your profession. Okay, if you can just take a few minutes. Maria, hi. Preschool teacher. I think we have a lot of teachers today. What about the others? From South Africa, wow. Oh, retired in Cambodia, okay. Welcome, Mark. Johanna. Vivian, preschool teacher. A student, okay. Is that all we have? The rest of you? How about the rest of you? Okay. Teacher, right? Any school owners here? Because there were some who registered and they are school owners or principals. School owners and principals. Hi, Vandalina. Good to see you. All our friends are here. Thank you for coming and supporting this event. Okay, Anne is a vice principal. Okay. Okay, so the rest of you, if you can just type in your where you are from and your current profession. So type it in the chat, and in the meantime, I'm just going to very quickly introduce Ms. Nita. I know Ms. Nita in 2023. She was my co-instructor. We were doing the residency training, which is part of the CGMS Teacher Certification Program. So I had the pleasure of meeting her a second time. The first time was meeting her in Hong Kong at the IMC Montessori conference, right, Nita?
Yes.
I really like Ms. Nita. We work so well together. She comes with many years of teaching experience and running a school. And most importantly, I like her humor. She makes me laugh every time I'm with her. And yeah, so it is my honor to host her tonight. And she's going to be sharing her experience from how she started her Montessori journey. Okay, so with Nita, would you like to just quickly say something about yourself before we start?
You already introduced me.
More things to add? Okay, so let me dive in. Okay, so please share with us how you began your Montessori journey.
Yeah, I start my Montessori journey when my first child on the preschool, but in the conventional way. But we observed that he didn't feel like happy because, young children really like movement, right? You don't want to just sit for hours. And then I just start thinking, oh, okay, I already put her in we call it like international school, but why he didn't feel happy? See? But at the time, I was working in the oil and gas company, but I cannot do anything because I cannot work and also support my children at home. So I just keep it like that. But I wondered that I want to learn something, how to help my children at home. But then when he continued to the primary or the grade one, I start to join with the NMNC at the beginning for the lower elementary. So I want to know what is Montessori exactly. So I work morning to afternoon, and then at night I support my children at home. But it's not really full Montessori because I just spend for 1 hour.
Right. So you mentioned about NAMC. Can you tell us a little bit more of what program do you enroll with them?
Yeah, because I don't know about this program. I just try because I saw from the website, right? And the program is like the online program. Then they can provide us like the module. They send us the module for the practical for everything. And then we have like assignment that we have to submit, but it's only like one interview and then discussion. It's not really deep. There is no like a group discussion. No, it's only one-on-one. But then I thought that I need support. It's not only for what do you call it, it's only just knowing, but you know, running something or learning about the Montessori, we need someone to help us to clarify what is exactly, what is the, how we implement, because the term is like quite new for us. For me, it's very new. And then I didn't have like support because many times I just read and then try to understand by myself.
So what you're saying is it's actually a self-study program.
Yes, yes.
And you mentioned that your child was going into elementary. That was Patrick, right? Your older son. Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so you started with NAMC elementary program.
Yes, that's the beginning.
Mm.
But then I follow my first child for the elementary, but I didn't really understand as a whole package of the Montessori. I just practice and then I saw from the book and then I tried to apply it, but didn't get the root of the philosophy. See? And then when my second child, he was 3 years old and then told me, Mom, I want you to be my teacher. I want you to be my guide. And I said, how? Because I'm still working. I'm working and then I cannot shifting. It's easy shifting, right? With my career to become like a full mom and support the children at home. But then I discussed with my husband. He said that you have to choose which one do you want. Do you want to support your children or you want to continue your career? So it's quite difficult to decide, right? At the beginning, it's very difficult. But then I think I already have like 17 years working in the oil and gas. And I think it is time for me to shift to another, what do you call it, journey as a teacher. Then I said that I'm not ready as a teacher, but I need I need to learn how to be a teacher, how to be a guide. But I want to learn more deeply about Montessori. So I did like a review, searching the website and everything. And I found CGMS at the time. It is like 3 up to 6 months. I compare, analyze which one I should decide. Because when I say that I want to be a teacher, I want to complete my knowledge because I want to prepare myself before I support my children. This is my reason to shifting, okay, resign from the oil and gas and become a full-time teacher at home. Then I make like a homeschooling for my second child.
Okay. So I'm hearing that you started off as a homeschool parent to support Patrick. Patrick was already in a traditional school. So
Yes.
and then after that you still also homeschool Felix, your younger son, right?
Yeah.
Right. And so there's still only 2 students that you have.
Yeah, but it's okay because I think I'm not ready yet because it's not like really like complete understanding about the Montessori. So I didn't want to open for others. But my friends, because I always share about what I learn, what I think good for their kids, and they trust me to, okay, is it possible you take care also my children? And then I open my house for some children. So start from the 1 and then become 3, 5, 18, 30, 80. See, we are growing. I'm growing and the children growing too.
Wow, wow, what a journey. So, so with CGMS, you enrolled in the early childhood program?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And right. Okay. So you had so both online courses, NAMC for elementary and CGMS for early childhood. So while both models are online self-study, a little bit of a self-study, CGMS is a little bit different. If you were to compare both, what stood out most for you and which one, why? Yeah.
When I learned Montessori for the early childhood with CGMS, I really got the support. For
Mm,
example, when I start the how to make the classroom, how to prepare the environment, because I never see the Montessori school before. So it
mm,
looks like blank. And then I just see from the YouTube, I just saw some pictures, but I want to know how to build in my home because it is like the homeschool. Then
mm,
Kitty Bravo at the time always support me, and then she gave me like support from the advisor or distance what do you call it mentor if I didn't know how to set up the classroom or I didn't know how to run like the cosmic education, because when I entered to the module 1 we didn't talk about the behavior, right? Another module, behavior or practical life, math and everything, but the children grow, so I always follow if my children grow and need, so what I should do. So sometimes I discuss about my concern during the meeting every week. So it is like a very important opportunity for me because I will ask my classroom and then what is the suggestion. So all my colleagues in the cohort give me the give me the good suggestion, feedback on, and they really help me to build the good understanding, and I just try to apply it. And after I applied, I said, oh, this is work with me, or this is not working with my kids, for example. So
mm.
I really think that support from CGMS helped me to build my good understanding about the Montessori.
Okay. So I remember you mentioned, and when you did the NAMC online, it was one-on-one support. So you didn't have a cohort of learners with you, right?
No, no. It's only like a module. You have a module, you have to read, you have to try to understand. Because yes, it's a good model, pictures and everything, but it will not help me to how to apply in the classroom.
I hear
So
you.
yeah.
Okay. So just for the benefit of everyone present, Ms. Nita mentioned about Kitty Bravo. Kitty is our education director for CGMS. She's the one who founded and started this whole online training together with several other directors and trainers. And they graduated from AMI, AMS, and they started CGMS. Okay. So we have a very rich curriculum that takes in the best of everything. Yeah. Okay. So I just want to make sure everybody is muted so that we do not have any disruption here. Yeah. And yeah, so feel free as I interview Ms. Nita, it's very impromptu. I'm hearing what she's saying, then I'll ask more questions. But if you have questions, please type in the chat and we'll try and address them at some stage. Yeah. Okay, so you mentioned about mentors just now, and you also mentioned about live classes under the CGMS program. So for the benefit of everyone, CGMS offers several support. You have your instructional guide who stays with you for the 1.5 years program online. You have a practicum advisor who, while you are doing your practicum teaching in your classroom, the practicum advisor is with you for the 10 months period, giving you one-on-one advice and support, answer any questions that you have. And then you also have a field consultant, right? And Ms. Nita, you enjoyed the same support during your program, right?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Okay. Now, if I may ask, why did you choose an online program instead of an offline option? Going to a, say, join a program that is teaching on site.
Yes, that's a good question. Yeah, because we are working, we cannot leave our work and also the family, right? So I just want to find the program that meet with my expectation. So I can work and also I can learn together. So why not find the online program? But at least you have to really make like a solid commitment about this program, because there is no one asks you to complete. There is no one asks you to commit, but the commitment it is from yourself. So if people say, "Oh, online is easy," no, it's not easy. For me, it's hard, because you have to really commit with what you follow, and then you have to complete. Like Montessori said, when you start, you have to complete. So for someone, or if any teachers want to follow the online program, you have to manage your time, working and family, and also if you teach in the classroom. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so when did you start running your own Montessori school?
2016.
2016. Okay.
Yeah,
So
2016.
what made you eventually start the preschool?
Yeah, because there's a sound right at the back sound.
Yeah,
So
I'm
I
gonna
started because I started because my children, and then I make the preschool because my second children already in the preschool age, and then I make the school. And when my first son already in the elementary school, and then I opened the elementary program, and also I learned. And when my first son continued to the lower secondary, I continue my program with secondary program on CGMS. So like Montessori said, follow the child, I also follow to learn. So I know their pace development, and then I want to support them.
Wow. So being a very busy mom, at that time, supporting your children at home as a preschool, rather homeschool mom, working full time, and having to study. Can you share with us how do you actually find that work-life balance?
Yes, life balance, that's a good. But sometimes we have to think about, if you follow this program, it means you have to make a good time management.
Yes.
For example, we have like a Zoom meeting every week.
Yes.
See? And then if you skip this meeting, it is like you cannot follow for the next, because it can be a new lesson or a new program. So support from the family is very important. Support from your children, and also make them to understand about your situation. So you have to manage your time to do the assignment. And in my position, because all the assignment based on my classroom case, so it's not really a burden for me, because it is very interesting, because I can write, I can make a journal about my classroom. So for the 1.5 years I follow this program, it is like my life journal. It is like my picture of my classroom. So it helps me to understand, oh, okay, if my classroom growing, it means I also get the impact of this, because I try to apply what I learned from the program. And if I have the problem, and then the Zoom meeting, the discussion on the forum assignment will make me really help me to understand. So if you have like me, every Saturday night we have the Zoom meeting, it means you have to skip from go outside with your family. Yeah, you can change the time if you want to have your family time. So I think it is possible if you want. So commitment and also time management.
I'm hearing a lot of sacrifices as well, making adjustments to your schedule. Yeah, and so important to hear that your family is right behind you and not complaining.
Yeah, because if they complain, we just make sure that what I have done, what I did is to support our family.
Right. Yes.
So we make them like our support system.
Okay. Yeah. I think I am not sure about the people who are here. I see Mr. John. He asked a question here. He say earlier you said you have grown as a mother and as a teacher of Montessori. May I know what are those? So I suppose he's asking, well, which area you have grown, both as a mother,
Yeah,
as a educator.
yes. When I start the homeschool, I become a mother and also a guide. That's why my son call me Miss Mama. It is quite difficult to ask him, okay, call me Miss, not Mama. Yeah, at the time I have 18 to 20 students in my classroom, but I have one assistant. But after the school growing, and then I have a team. And when my son continued to the elementary, I opened the elementary classroom. So I become in charge as the teacher again. So I work in the early childhood and elementary and also lower secondary. But actually it's not at the same time because for my second child, I fully in charge for the early childhood at the time. When he was in the elementary, grade 1 and 2, I in charge as the elementary, lower elementary. But when my first son continued to the secondary, because I said that it is my time to know my son. When he finished the elementary school from the conventional, and then I said, okay, it is time for me to work with my son, because I noticed there is a difference between my first and my second son. My second son is really what do you call it, didn't feel worry with the dirty things, for example playing outside, hot weather and everything. But my first son always think, Mom, can we go to the what do you call it, is the comfort area with the cold room? Oh, come on. So I think it is time for me to shift him from the what do you call it, comfort zone to non comfort zone. So I said Montessori is the room for me and my son to do homeschooling for the lower secondary. That's why I follow lower secondary program in CGMS with CGMS.
Okay. So you actually played two different roles. One supporting Patrick more from as a homeschooling mom, and then for Felix, you actually started the early childhood school. Wonderful. I have some more questions here. Okay. This is from Puspa. She asks, I understand that starting a school requires compliance with regulations. How can the Montessori method be integrated while meeting Indonesian school document requirements? You have a lot of
Okay.
experience with that.
Yeah. So the first that I did, I have to really understand about Montessori. This is the first thing, okay? And then the second is I have to understand what is the government regulation about education. Then I try to make the gap analysis. I did it. And then when the government asked me, okay, so what kind of the curriculum you have to follow? Like in Indonesia, we have like curriculum Merdeka, curriculum 2013, and many curriculums. I said, the end of the system actually same, but the way how they interpret, maybe it's quite different. That's why I always keep making like a good discussion with them. I try to help them to understand Montessori curriculum. I said, look, this is Montessori and this is the national curriculum. Now let's see. So we did it frequently, and after that I convinced them there is no different, but we are like the model of this curriculum implementation. So when they said curriculum merdeka or the what do you call it, it's like independent curriculum. So when they saw me applied Montessori, they said, yes, this is the implementation of the national curriculum. So I think the thing is we have to make like a good communication with the government about Montessori because there is no different actually.
Mm. Yeah, I like how you say that is, although it's two different curriculum, but the ultimate goal is the same, right? And it still meet the objectives that the government or yourself as an educator wanted to do, right?
Yeah.
Wonderful. There's another person here, Judy. Judy asks, may I know how you take the time to train your team, especially those who are very new to Montessori? Are they certified teachers? Do you stay in the class the whole time? So a few questions here. How you train your team? Are they certified? And do you stay in the class the whole time as the owner of the school, right?
Okay, so that's a process actually. So at the beginning, I have to finish my certification. So then I have time to guide my assistant, and then I always spend my time to do the workshop to make so the workshop is not only how to use the material, but the important thing is the philosophy. So most of the time, when I talk about the Montessori, teachers will think that Montessori is the material. I said no. It's quite what do you call it? It's quite need more explanation about the Montessori. So when I have the new teachers, I prepare them for, especially for philosophy. What is the philosophy? Can we work? Can we run the Montessori without material? Yes, you can. But understanding the philosophy will bring them a big how we apply, for example, practical life, math, and everything. If you don't have this such material, and then you can find another way. Because in Indonesia, sometimes at the time, in 2016, it is very difficult for me to find the material, Montessori material. And I said, how I can apply it? But if you understand the philosophy, you can go to the traditional market, find the object, you can make it, right? But maybe for the sensorial, yes, you have to buy some because it needs like precise the some criteria. So for my teachers, I have time after I run the classroom. Afternoon we have like a session. I always spend my time to do discussion, workshop, and not only my team but also the parents. So I build a good communication with them because Montessori is not staying alone only in the classroom, but also we need parents to help the children to in line with this program. So I spent a lot of time for parenting workshop, and after that, a few years when I asked my teachers, "Do you want to have like this program like CGMS?" What I did, and then actually I need the commitment, right? If we give like a scholarship for the teachers, and then some of them, yes, I want, and then they finish the program, like Ms. Tiki, she finished the program, and we still continue to do this training, and CGMS is really good now because there's like a program for Asia, right? With the cost cheaper than the international one, like I did before. So it's really helped me.
Yes. So just for the benefit of those who are present, the Early Childhood Asia program is exactly the same as the US program, except in pricing, we have a huge subsidy for all our Asia learners, which we launched early this year. So this is a commitment from CGMS to provide affordable training, for as many people in Asia as possible. So Ms. Nita was actually enrolled in the US program. I was also enrolled in the US program. We paid a lot of money for that program. And we will not say how much we paid. We just paid a lot. And then we had to fly to US for our residency, right? Our current learners are all doing the residency here in Asia. Yeah. Okay, wonderful to hear about how you actually, while you're learning, you also train your own team. It really is a huge commitment, right? And so when you sponsor your teachers for the teacher certification, what are some requirements that you have with them? Like, is there a contract that you sign with them?
Yes, we have a contract. Because I'm a school owner, I want them also have the good responsibility. Because with this responsibility, I said that you are not all the time become a teacher, right? Sometimes you become like a principal. Because in my opinion, as the school owner and the principal, I don't want to all the time to take care about the school. I want to shift to another journey. So I give them opportunity if they want to grow on the education career. Please invest for knowledge. Not only for the Montessori, maybe they learn about the leadership. So I challenge them to learn. Learning for me, it's investment.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I love that you are already in your secondary program. Would you be going for the leadership program as well as your next level?
Currently, I learn about the special need because after COVID, I noticed and observed some children have like special need, and then I think Montessori is like a good because we can integrate with the system and give the unique approach to the students. Then I follow like inclusive program, Montessori inclusion. Maybe you join with the Montessori inclusion and I learn. So now in my school, I integrate Montessori education with a sensorial program. Why? Because if you talk about the children below 6, there is like a pyramid that we have to really understand about the sensorial. In our classroom, yes, we have the sensorial area, but it's not enough because they need like a movement, gross motor skill, and everything. Since COVID, this exposure is limited and it will impact to the children currently. So now, yes, in my school, I make like Montessori program every morning. Every children up to elementary, they have to go to the sensorial integrity room. So they have to expose to every single thing. And it helps the children to focus on the classroom. At the beginning, they just moving around and then sometimes difficult focus. But when I integrate the sensorial integrity program in my classroom, it's very beneficial to all children, not only special needs, but also for the typical one.
Right. And do you have like a ratio of a typical children with the typical children classroom? How do you find that balance? Like the ratio?
At the beginning, I didn't. I tried to have like a shadow teacher at the beginning,
Okay.
but then I observed for a few months and year, the shadow teacher didn't help the children to be independent because the shadow teacher will always support will always support the children. That's why I call the name of my classroom is dynamic class. Dynamic class, it means I will can I pull out, pull off sometimes, because the special needs children should have the time to adapt, because they could not really easy to adapt with different condition or different teachers. And then if I have like 70% of them already can be independent in the classroom, and then I can pull into the typical one. But if 70% they still depend on the adult, with adult, it means I have to keep it in the classroom, in the dynamic classroom. But every day we observe, we have like more therapy, sensorial, academic. So we see 70% pull into typical, not 70. We just keep it in the classroom. So the program is really dynamic. That's why the name of the class is dynamic class. And then we talk to the parents. This is our program. So don't feel if we, the children in the typical, and then we pull out, it doesn't mean your children downgrade. No, but this is the way we have to make him or her ready for the new classroom.
Can you share like the success rate of this integrated I mean maybe it should be say inclusive classroom. How are you satisfied with the progress so far?
Yeah, like this is like in my opinion is like trial and error, but in a good way. Because in the most of the school, for the inclusive or special needs children, they will treat like, okay, all the time special. See? But we have to know there is like a strength and weakness of the children. And sometimes the parents, for the typical one, said, why in the classroom there is like inclusive children or special needs children? And I said, do you know that in our community, the real community, there is like a special need, there is like young, old, and that's a diverse. If we talk about the Montessori, that's about diversity. So if we say, okay, I want to be a Montessori, you have to think about diversity. But we have to minimize the impact. For example, like I said, if 70% that the children can be independent in the classroom and then can merge to the typical one, so the burden, quote unquote, for the teachers, I have to minimize. See, I have to see from the teacher perspective, I have to see from the parents perspective, and also from the children. So before we decide, we have like a long discussion and also the long report about the daily life, daily activity, and then what kind of the behavior that she can pull out from the classroom.
Wow, this is very inspiring to hear the dialogue that you have with the parents, helping them to understand. And I particularly like what you mentioned about our real world, right? We do have all kinds of people in our community, in our neighborhood, and the classroom is just a little replica of the real world, right? And if we in the classroom with the children are really working and accepting friends who are a little bit different from them, they grow up to be more empathetic children, isn't it? Wow,
Yeah.
powerful.
I have the experience for there is a 2 years old children with the hyperactive, cannot control the movement, and sometimes is a danger to himself and others. But then we treat with this method. We give like the sensorial, and then we did a therapy in the classroom. After now, he is 3 years or 4 years now. Is really amazing. He can sit he can work, he can do everything. And then I really say thank you to the parents because they really support this program. If we talk about the children progress, the parents really involved. So if I can make like a conclusion, the children with the good progress, it is because the parents support. But if we have like a special case with the kids, but there is no support or acceptance from the parents, it's very difficult to make the child growing. So this is what I learned from from the from some many cases in my classroom. And also we have like expertise for the inclusion. And then we have time, for example, one-to-one to give like therapy. Yeah, we have 5 different therapy and then form. So instead of the Montessori, we also have like the special therapy for the children at school.
Yeah, I remember you showing me the special room that the children can go to for self-calming, for regulation. Yeah, that is so wonderful to see that you even invest this room to support to give additional support for these children, right? Yeah. And I'm sure there are some teachers here who are probably also having some children from atypical children in their classrooms. So this is something that is valuable for them. We have another question here from Ms Nin. She asked that do you have EC classroom and elementary classroom in your school? Which Ms Nita actually said she did. She even have secondary program, so at all levels. So she asked, what's the difference between preparing early childhood classroom and elementary classroom?
Yeah, it's quite different, right? Because in the early childhood, we talk about like all the time is a concrete and everything is from, for example, for the practical life, we have the complete set, okay? But in the elementary classroom, why you have to make it complete set? You have to make it like, okay, the part you have to put on the shelf good, and then the children will take it to make it the complete one. So it is like a different. In the early childhood, everything is ready. But in elementary, we teach them for the abstract way. We teach them to think. We teach them to know, okay, if I work with this, what kind of the material I have to have, for example. And then they will take it from all the self. So this is like making like the gradual what do you call it, like a problem solving. So the children know, okay, I have to take this one because it's a complete set. No. So they can take the paper, they can do everything with independent, and material is not really complete set again. But we have to make it ready for the for the math area, still same. For the language, but the language is they have to learn about the how to analyze and how to make a journal, especially because they have to write what they learn and then how they feel. In elementary, right now it's very difficult to have the children to express their feeling, especially for writing. So we did a journal every day. They make a journal. At the beginning, very difficult to write the long sentence, and then we help with the picture for example, for the grade 1. And if they are in the upper elementary, they have to make it like a 1 paragraph, and then they make a short story, and then we make it link to the language. Yeah, so from the early childhood, elementary setup, and also secondary is really different. Why? Because the pace development is also different.
This is a question that I have while you're talking about it. So for those who actually graduated with you from early childhood and go into elementary or secondary, that's a good transition because they already know the system, right? So do you have students who graduated with you and then left to public school? Yeah.
Yes. What I learned, they said at the beginning, parents feel worried because They worry, do you think my children can adapt with the conventional school? Do you think there's so many questions, right?
Mm,
But after they observe the children at the school, sometimes they say, oh, okay, my children now is like a winner for math, winner for science. The win. Okay, they really they can solve the problem. They
mm,
really can manage themselves. Okay,
mm,
so it's like a good testimony.
mm, mm,
But I suggest to the parents, if you see the school is not really help the children for preparing the environment, or they didn't know what the children need or want, so parents at home can observe. So if you see the children like playing Lego or uh, art or music, you can find outside.
mm. Okay.
So there is no limitation. Although they are in Montessori and then move to another school, I think there is now a big problem for the children, because the children really good on adaptation. They
Mm,
can think which one good, which one not good, and sometimes they become like a pioneer in the classroom.
mm. So as a matter of interest, do you have those who have moved on to public school come back again to your system?
Yes, yes, yes. They said, Miss Nita, sorry, my son didn't feel happy with the school and then come back. It's okay. That is okay.
That's wonderful. Yeah, yeah. Because the culture is so different in the Montessori environment as that compared to the public school. Yeah. Wonderful. And that leads us to another question here from Mr. John. He said, with regards to parents' partnership with school, do you have regular meetup with them? If you do, what topics are actually discussed and how long is each meeting?
This is really interesting, because partnership with the parents make our school really protected.
Mm,
This is what I learned. So, like I told you, I have like some like a coffee break, breakfast bites, and
yes.
I invite them. It's not really many parents, but only I opened the registration, but I said limited only for the 6 or 2. So
Mm,
they will talk about the how to help them to inline the program in the school and also at home. And I
mm,
really feel happy, satisfied, because I can help them,
mm,
because most of them is a younger, is 25, 30, and I'm 50, so I can share my experience, don't feel like bad, but we just do our best. So building a good relationship with the parents is very, very important. So it's
mm,
not only make it like parenting. I think yes, parenting, because when you invite parenting, not all the parents will come. So
yeah.
I changed the way. I changed the way to have like the morning bites,
Mm,
so we can drink a coffee and then talk, not really formal. And also I make the program when the parents and the children playing together, and then we put like some games. So instead of teaching, but I ask them to give the good feedback to the
mm,
school.
mm,
So like few months ago, we have the parenting, but the theme is quite challenging. I said father matter,
mm,
because father matter, because I observed every day mom will pick and drop the child, but I really rare to see the involvement of the parents, especially for father. So I make like unique way to invite parents. Come on, this is not only for mom, but this is also our roles as a parents, father, and the meeting is only attended by fathers. And I
yes.
asked them to join as part of the committee, school committee.
Mm, Okay, wonderful. You mentioned about coffee chats. I know you run a coffee shop.
Yeah.
So you actually have
I didn't do it. I didn't do it at school.
uh,
I didn't do it at school because I want to make like what do you call it? informal communication, talk with
yes.
them, and it's very interesting. Yeah.
Mm.
Sometimes they cry in front of me. Sometimes we laugh. So it's fun.
Yeah, right. So that relationship, the bonding is so important, even outside of the classroom, right, of the school. Yeah, and I'm sure parents are more willing to open up and talk about anything, right? And because you mentioned that you limit to the number, did you mention maximum 6 parents?
Yes, six
Mm.
parents maximum. And
Mm.
you know, from the discussion, sometimes they said, Miss, could you please open the another classroom? Do you
Mm.
want to open? So they asked me to open another business, you know?
Mm. Yeah, as if you're not busy enough. I know you run a lot of businesses with your husband.
Yeah. So that's a good communication. So when I talk with parents, I don't want to just to talk about the school. Sometimes we have to help them
Mm.
because maybe they need support from us. For example, Miss, I have a difficult moment with my children like this, okay, or maybe because the pace of development, and then you know, from the 5 to 6, sometimes the children will ask many questions, and then how the parents can support the children. So yeah, it's nice.
Okay. I have somebody here, Maria. Going back to the inclusive classroom, she asked how many children with special needs are allowed in your classroom? Do you control the numbers there?
Yes. For example, for the dynamic class is like the classroom with the children who didn't independent yet, still
Mm.
need support.
Mm.
So I have 10 children. I
Mm.
have 10 children from 3 to 10 years. But at the same time, we gather them, but at the different time, we split them because they have a different needs.
Mm.
But we also have the children who already 70% independent.
Mm.
We pull into the typical class, and then we limit 1 to 2 children, but still under supervision with my our team coordinator for the inclusion. So we
Mm.
have like monthly discussion with the parents to discuss the progress, to discuss about the report, and some of them uh, have the treatment outside. So we have to collect all the information. So this is about the children. So we want to make it like a synergy, align everything. If they have information from the therapy, and then we ask them, and then we follow in the classroom, and then what we did in the classroom, we share to the parents. So it looks like bring the good communication with the parents will give the good impact to the children.
Okay, and you mentioned about having a separate dynamic classroom as well,
Yeah.
where there's things are more flexible. Wonderful. Okay. Okay, I think those are the questions that we have from the audience. So if there are more questions, please type it in the chat. I'm gonna just keep asking Ms. Nita more questions. Yeah. Because I know you and I know your husband, right? You all have so many other businesses, a bakery, the coffee shop, then the import-export business. And then you have the school from early childhood to secondary. Do you feel like the skills and knowledge you learn in Montessori could be used in your other businesses because you are also involved in doing the human resource part of your husband's business?
Yes. Because I learned from Montessori. When we give a guide or when we talk with the Montessori way, it's different with me when I never know about the Montessori.
Mm.
When I talk to my team, for example, I give the instruction. I really make like what Montessori said. Okay, make the example, make a real example. We have to be the model. Okay, so when we are modeling, and then our team will follow, and after that, just observe. So I always use the key of the observation. In every single business, because with this observation, it's not only for the children we observe, right? We observe the trend, we observe the team. So the observation will help me to see what kind of the strategy I want to do. See, make deep observation, writing the journal. Until now, I have a book, just to write my observation. It's not only in the classroom. I write it down. So I can make a reflection. I can think, okay, if my team didn't know what my instruction, what I have to do. Same like the guide. If the children cannot do what we already presented, so we have to reflect. So, I try to do it in my business.
Wow. I never knew that you could use what you learned in Montessori in your other businesses. Okay, we have one more question from Mr. John as well. Is it required for your school to have a doctor's certificate or letter from the specialist for special needs children to enroll?
First, we didn't make like the requirement, but sometimes when the children enroll, the parents didn't mention about the red flag. Okay.
Yes.
But after the children in the classroom for the few days, and then we find it. It's very difficult to say to the parents, okay, this is like this, like this, like this, because we as the teacher, we cannot make a judgment. But
Yeah.
now I have like a coordinator that inclusion that has the experience and expertise on this inclusion. I said every children say if there is an enrollment, we have to do the assessment first. So when we do the assessment and then we see, oh, okay, we have like a checklist, and then we do like one and also discussion with the parents, and also we give the opportunity to do the observation in the classroom. For example, 1 to 2 hours, and after that we make the conclusion whether the children is special or not or typical. But if they're not special, we suggest to the parents to go to the doctor to make like a further assessment. Why? Because we want, if the children have the letter from the expert, so we can run the program. So it's not only it's only for the child. If we know what is the really exactly happen to the children, the need, and then we can create the good program. But if we don't know at the beginning, it's very difficult, and then we have to spend many times. Why? So now in my school, I have the requirement, do assessment first, and if need further, and then we ask to the parents to complete it and then come back to us.
Okay. Right. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Mr. John asked one more question about the special needs. I think this is something that most people are concerned about in the current environments, right? We are seeing more and more atypical children, really. So he asked how heavy or mild the cases of your children in the inclusive classroom. So I think it's more how intense they are. Yeah.
Yes. At the beginning, I didn't ever have the willingness to learn about the inclusion. But one day, I observed a children 10 years and then got trying to meltdown, see, and then bite the fingers, bleeding, and all the guides want to help to protect him. At the time, I said, I just pray, God, if you can give me, please give me the how I can learn about the inclusion. See, so this is like I pray for to learn, because if I don't know how to help the children, so I feel like I'm guilty because I can help them. So at the time, I searched the inclusion program, especially in line with Montessori, and I found it. I followed the program 3 months, and also I got the support from the advisor. They are in US, and then I said, "Oh wow, it's good because you have like the integrity room, you have the sensory, but in my school there is no." And then she suggests me, Nita, why you don't make like open donation if you want to equip your room with this one? Because I know it is like a costly.
Yeah.
I said, I tried to make the donation. I make donation, and it's the parents help me to collect the money to make the sensory room, but it's not really enough because it's expensive. Then I make the proposal to the big company in Indonesia, and I try to influence them that this is not only the role of the government to help the inclusion children, but it's also our part as the private school. But then I got the sponsorship, and then they built my school integrity room with the cooling room, something like that is very helpful. And then I really thank you, because when we didn't have any idea, there is no help from others. But if you think that it is good, you have to spreading, you have to talk to others. And I noticed that the good initiative will get the support. So it's not my money to build the integrity room, but it is from sponsorship from the a big company in Indonesia.
Wonderful. So for those who are present and looking at building a sensory room, so really think out of the box. Don't just try and dig deeper into your own pockets, right? It's limited.
Yeah.
Ask the parents, ask the companies to sponsor, right?
And it's happened. They support, and they said, oh, okay, I just noticed that you have the new program. Yes, I said, if we always think about the academic, but you never think about the sensorial, because if we see do you see the pyramid? When we talk about the academic, it's like on the top of the sensory. If there is like a weakness, you cannot achieve the top of academic. So this is the way I try to influence, I convince them that we need the sensory integrity room to connect all the problem in the brain system, see? And then I said there is like after the few years, I see the big impact of this implementation of this program to the children growing.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I think a lot of people can take away from this, your sharing on this, reaching out to other people for help, and don't try to solve the problem by yourself. It really, like what we know, the African saying, it takes a village to raise a child, right? So the community is there to support, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's so precious. Okay, let me see if there are any more questions. So somebody asked if you are willing to share pictures of your sensory room for the specialists.
Maybe you can go to my Instagram, to my school Instagram, Balikpapan Montessori.
Okay, so it's Balikpapan Montessori.
Wait, I forgot the Instagram because wait a minute, I will see. Oh, the school name is Montessori das Balikpapan.
Hold on,
Montessori das Balikpapan.
I
will type it.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Okay. And somebody asked if you also have a school psychologist.
My teachers also psychologists, some of them.
Okay, so they study psychology.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, another person is asking. Okay, so those of you who are interested to see the pictures, please follow Ms Nita's Instagram, Montessori underscore rather Balikpapan. Okay, so Nin asked the question, can you share some tips to keep the teachers who have been working with you in your school? Like, how do you retain them?
Okay. I just think
Bring them to the coffee shop.
yeah, I opened the opportunity. So I have a teacher. At the beginning, she was in charge in the elementary, but due to like a problem with the knee, and then she could not what do you call it, in charge again as the elementary teacher. But I observed, see the key of the observation. I observed that she has the good willingness to learn. Willingness to learn, and also managing paperwork and everything. I said, do you want to be a coordinator for the curriculum? Okay. Then she said, oh, no, I didn't. Yes, you can. So I, as the principal, to validate that she can do it. And she take this opportunity, and then I said, oh, okay, now you're good. And then she learned 1 2 3 many things, and I said, do you want to become my vice principal? And maybe someday I said, do you want to become like a principal? Because I said, I want to open the opportunity, because if you stay all the time as a teacher, you will not see from the different perspective, maybe from the different classroom, parents and everything. But if you want, there is a good opportunity for you to growing, to see from as a coordinator, as the principal, and maybe if I have another school, I ask them, do you want to move to another city? See?
Yeah.
So we open the opportunity to them. So it makes them, okay, keep learning, keep learning. So don't stop learning, because learning is a good investment. Maybe someday you become a consultant, someday you become a school owner. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just typing some of your answers to those people who are specifically asking those questions. Yeah. Okay, so I want to go back to how you actually started. So you actually learned, you started because of Patrick, and then eventually with Felix. I had the honor to meet with them and have dinner with the whole family. Yeah. So for those who are, I don't know if everyone who are with us tonight, if they are all Montessori trained teachers, and by Montessori trained, I'm talking about having achieved the teacher certification, which is METI credential. So for those who are perhaps still deciding, because it is quite an expensive pursuit, right? What do you have to say to them?
Yeah. Learning is a good investment. If you think it is expensive, and sometimes there is a contract, you have to see from another side. If you don't want to invest now, so you will keep you in the same position. Yeah, because if you want to level up, you have to invest from knowledge. It means you have to get the certification, or you get the another skill, and we have to invest. So in my opinion, if you are still think that you want to have a good career in education, please learn. Please invest for learning, because you will not feel disappointed. You will feel satisfied because you don't limit yourself. You can do it now and then, okay, it's 1.5 years, and maybe for the elementary 2 years, and maybe for secondary 2 years. I already spent 5.5 years to learn Montessori. If my husband just kidding me, if you go to the PhD, it's only 3 years, but Montessori you spend, you know, I finished my master degree for 2 years. If I continue for PhD, it's only 3 years, but in Montessori we have to spend 5.5 years. So, but I say it's okay. But I enjoy because I know my children. I want to help them. That's why the philosophy mentioned follow the child is really hook me to keep learning.
Mm. Yes. So I'm actually sharing my screen here just for the benefit of those who are thinking about training, getting the credentials. Yeah. So the CGMS program is 1.5 years, right? And it is internationally certified by METI. And then we do encourage people to continue to teach in the classroom for another 3 years. So total of 5 years that Ms. Nita was talking about. Once you complete that 5 years, you really have a lot of experience and know-how. You know how to do the application. We will, as a CGMS Asia rep, I will be knocking on your doors to invite you to join the Asia team, either as an instructional guide, a field consultant, or practicum advisor. Yeah, and you get paid US dollars now, right? And you also can become a trainer, a workshop speaker. So just sharing my own journey. This year I joined METI. Ms. Nita is also on the METI volunteer. We are both site verifiers. So you do need to have a lot of experience and credential before you can move on. Now we are actually serving a larger community, not just our own schools. And for me personally, I'm also with IMC, International Montessori Council, USA, as a school accreditation team member. And I learned a lot. The best thing is being a site verifier and accreditation team member. Our travels are paid for, although our time is not, but you learn, right? You're not paying anything, but you're actually learning from other schools. So that's something for to share with everyone here, right? Okay, let me see. Okay, that's about the questions that we have, right? And Miss Julie asked how you keep your teacher turnover low. So she already shared earlier about giving them opportunities, observing what they're good at. When there are opportunities, promote them, give them an alternative to grow, especially the example of the teacher who had a knee problem, was it? Right, Ms. Nita?
So if you see your teacher want to learn or want to growing, so you have to give the way. So they will not leave your school.
Yeah, yeah. It is a risk, yes. As with all businesses, it's a risk. But I do suggest that we screen through the people carefully before you sponsor them, and do have a contract. Like Ms. Nita said, she has a contract with the teachers. And I assume here that the terms and conditions for the sponsorship will vary from school to school, right? So just before we end off, I'd like to ask Ms. Nita if you have something, because I think we have a lot of teachers here. So like, what do you have something to share with those who are in leadership position, right? We have a couple of people here who own schools, who are in leadership position. What do you have to share with them?
I just think about the education is not like the usual business. If I have like a coffee business, I just sell it and then finish. But education, you have to build good relationship, not only one time, but long time. So it means we have to, this is for the leadership. This is, we have to open with people criticize and then give feedback. Because if there is no feedback, it looks like there is no communication. But if there is like feedback from parents, from community, and then we take it as opportunity to improve, and then we will grow. That's why I said, as the school owner and also leader, I have to reflect how far my school give the good impact to the community. So it's not only if my student, for example, less than 1 year, I said, yes, it is time for me to grow, but I have to prepare myself, my team, my environment. So when this is ready, and then the children will come. So I never make like a publish, I open the school like this, but I'm not ready or my team not ready, because education is building trust.
Yes.
If the trust already there and the parents trust the school, they will become our marketing to share this information to others. So this is what I did, and then never give up. We have to have we need to have the good spirit. Like Montessori said, that you can open one school, but if you want to serve with other children, there is so many opportunity like this. We can open the opportunity for the other teacher learn about the Montessori, so another students can get this opportunity. So we don't think only segmented, but Montessori bring all, because like maybe people say that the vision of Montessori is peace. Maybe I'm now is almost 50. I said, yes, we work our life and everything. What is the purpose? We want a peace, right? If we have money, but you don't have peace, do you think it is satisfy your life? So peace in Montessori is also not only for me in education, but also in my life. So it's really powerful, yeah. In my opinion, when I talk about the Montessori, it's not only about education; it's about life. Montessori is about life. It's not only good in the school, but it's also good in my life, yeah. Although maybe you are not a teacher anymore, but you can apply it in everyday life.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. And that is for the school owners. What about teachers? A majority of our participants tonight are teachers. What do you have to share with them?
Yeah, as a teacher, remember, we are a servant. We serve the children. It means if you want to serve the children, you have to see what is our weakness, what kind of the room that we want to improve from ourselves. It means we have to keep learning. Don't feel satisfied with your knowledge currently, but we have to learn, like follow the child. It means we have to follow the pace of development. And also if you think now it is hard, but if you feel enjoy, and then you will get the happiness with the children. And also keep learning, keep motivating yourself. It should be from yourself, not because people ask you and then you continue the school, no, but because you want it. You want to know about the Montessori. I think if the key is from the inner, not from outside, you will get the success.
So I'm hearing inner motivation keeps you going, right? And not external rewards is what keeps you going, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so I think we have all these questions answered from our audience, and I've also posted on the chat. For those of you who are attending tonight, please complete the post-webinar survey form and the reflection form if you want the certificate of attendance. A digital certificate will be issued to everyone who attends tonight, but you must complete the reflection form. And we will be having more of this dialogue with leaders, school leaders and educators who will share their journey, right? And for those of you who are interested to know about the CGMS training, I'm very happy to share with you more. But before I go, thank you so much, Ms. Nita, for your time. I know you're a very busy person. So please, everyone, please join me to send your hearts and your claps to thank Ms. Nita for her time of sharing tonight. Yeah, and those of you who are interested to know more about the training, I'm happy to just give you a quick overview, right? Thank you, Nita. I'm not going to keep you here because you already are so familiar with the CGMS program.
Okay, maybe I want to add something.
Yes,
If you
please.
are in Indonesia, because I wrote a book about my journey on education, that is like ebook.
Yes.
I give it free and you may ask to Miss Catherine. Yeah, but it's still in Bahasa Indonesia. But Catherine, if you have time, want to make it in English, it's okay.
Yes,
You will
on my list
see,
to do.
yeah, you will see how I start the school. It is like my journey, yeah, starting school from the homeschooling, become now school, and how the COVID make my school freeze at the time. So it is free. So you can ask Miss Catherine for the ebook.
Okay, so those of you who wants the ebook, please complete the survey form and the reflection form, right? I'm going to send it in here again. And then once I get your forms, I will send you the PDF for Ms. Nita's ebook. Okay, and she's giving to you free of charge. She's not charging you at all. So tonight you're getting a lot of freebies. Yeah, how generous, Ms. Nita, you are. Yeah, thank you so much, Ms. Nita. And for those of you who want to know about the CGMS program, I'm going to give you an introduction. And Ms. Nita, if you want to stay, by all means, if you want to go, I'm going to excuse you as well.
Okay, I will leave. Thank you for this time
Thank you
and
so much.
see you.
Thank you, Ms. Nita. Okay, so for those of you who are staying with me, CGMS, we are committed to provide training for everyone. We have made it very affordable for all our Asia learners. Yeah. We do take our name very seriously. We are called Center for Guided Montessori Studies, and guided means we really support you. We guide you along. Ms. Nita mentioned about having the instructional guide, a practicum advisor, a field consultant. Sometimes we also allocate a mentor to work with you, especially where you are not well supported in where your location is. So we actually have all the support system for you, right? In the teacher certification program, which is 1.5 years, there are 3 parts. One is the online learning, which is 1.5 years, during which time you will also have a to attend the residency, which is 2 weeks, and it will be in an Asia country for the Asia program. And there is also the practicum phase, which you will teach in your own classroom if it is a Montessori school. Okay, if it's not a Montessori school, you do have to find a school that can allow you to do your practicum, and that will be for 9 to 10 months. Okay, we also have a lot of teacher certification programs. And here is a list of all these programs. Ms. Nita completed her early childhood, elementary, and oh no, she didn't complete the elementary. Her elementary was with NEMC. So she has early childhood and secondary. Okay. So these are all internationally certified with METI, which means that once you get this certification, after some years of teaching experience, you can actually start doing training and be a trainer, do workshops, do training. In fact, if you want to teach in other countries, all METI certified programs are internationally accepted. Okay. Okay, so I've talked about this. So there are two parts of our training, which is online and offline. Okay, so Ms. Nita kept mentioning about weekly live classes. So the whole cohort will come together and have discussions on a weekly basis on different topics for the week. And so during the online learning, you will have all the lectures and you get access to it lifetime as long as you are enrolled with us. So after you graduate, you can still have access to the videos. Okay, so there are lectures on philosophy as well as lesson presentations. Okay, and during the residency, you will have more content. So what to expect? We ask for a commitment about 10 to 15 hours per week, right? So you actually work out your own timing. And so generally videos will be approximately an hour to 2 hours at the most. During the 10 to 15 hours also includes your own practice time, reading of the Montessori books, writing lesson plans, doing assignments. Okay, there's a range of assignments like writing a theory paper, designing your own lesson plan, doing observations in the classroom, having meetings with your team. So those are all included in your 10 to 15 hours. So there are total 8 modules in the 1.5 years. There are breaks in between for you to catch up. Okay. And yeah, so there's a lot of content in the program. You also get all the albums, digital albums that you download and keep for yourself. Okay. We call it a spiral approach in our training, which means that each week you will cover different content. So you do not cover practical life for one module and then go to sensorial for another module. You will get to learn a little bit of each across all the curriculum so that you are able to teach children with different needs. Yeah. And you feel like you are able to prepare holistically. Okay. Then the live classes, we will meet on a weekly basis. The cohort actually decides when they want to meet. So we try and set a time that's suitable for the whole class. The practicum phase is teaching in the classroom, which I mentioned earlier, right? So I think a lot of, very importantly, people always ask about the practicum phase. Like the other online programs, you are not required to do this practicum phase. But with CGMS teacher training, you do have to complete this practicum phase so that you can actually bring your theory, which is not just head knowledge, but you actually work with children, right? And you will see the dynamics of working with children because they are so different. Every child is different. So you can bring your questions to the live classes and ask questions so that you get your answers as well. And it is very rich dialogue with your classmates as well as your instructional guides and your practicum advisor. Okay. The important thing is in teaching, educators are really the bridge that helps a child find meaning from what they learn in the classroom to real life experience. Okay. I think this is the biggest takeaway for many people who are enrolled in the program. So the residency I mentioned is for 9 to 10 months, depending. Some countries have longer summer breaks. So you may need to adjust during that practicum phase, you're completing all your assignments as well. Okay. Some questions that we get asked like, can I practice in my current school? As long as it's Montessori, yes. Okay. And some learners actually in the process of which they start their own classroom. So we are here to support you and guide you. Okay. And does it have to be accredited? No, it does not have to be accredited. We only ask that you keep to the principles like a mixed age classroom, the uninterrupted work cycle, minimally 2.5 hours, ideally 3 hours, okay, and well stocked with Montessori materials. You don't have to buy everything at the same time. As you progress with your class, you then bring in more materials, right? And we will work with you on that, okay? For those who are not starting on their own classroom and not working in the Montessori classroom, we do advise them to delay their learning until they find a school. Here, we also support you by giving you a letter and help you find a school, but the dialogue has to be initiated by yourself and the school, okay? So residency, everybody comes and meet together and do more practices. We also give extra lessons on extensions and variations, okay? This is some feedback that we have from our past learners. Many people talk about how much they learn from the trainers and it is totally immersive. Okay, this is our US program, the infant toddler class, early childhood training. More feedback from our friends who say that they felt it was a deeper level of learning at the residency. And the US program and Asia program are actually exactly the same, except in prices. The US, they pay almost $8,000 US. And for Asia, it is 5,002. And it is Asia time. So you are no longer, for Ms. Nita and myself, we followed the US program. So we had to stay awake at very odd hours to stay with the live classes, okay? And this can be very tiring. That's the reason why we started the Asia program, to support our Asia learners, okay? And tonight we also have some of our friends here who are enrolled with us, okay? So besides the teacher certification program, some of you might say, oh, I have already got my teacher certification. I want to do other professional development courses. Yes, we have a range. To visit our website, I'm going to give you the website link here. So it's cgms.edu to go into our website to learn more about our programs. And if you have a laptop, if you know, if you have good time management and is self-motivated, you hear Ms. Nita kept saying self-motivation, right? You have to have good time management. You must want to learn, right? For yourself, both personal and professional goals. Yeah, anyone can actually jump right into the program. I mentioned about the career pathways. Okay, so I'm going to end the quote with Martin Luther King. He said, the function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. If you remember, Ms. Nita said her elementary and secondary programs, classrooms were designed very differently. It actually trains the children to problem solve, to critical think. What do I need to do this lesson, right? So that's exactly what Montessori is. And more importantly, it's a character development part. And Martin Luther King said this is the goal of true education. So not just academics, but raising a holistic child, a whole child, right? So that they can become really useful global citizens of the world, that they will take on the world issues for themselves. To resolve these issues, we have a lot of problems, but we need more people to be willing to be stepping up, right? And stepping out to resolve a lot of our current modern day issues, okay? So for those of you who want to know more, do reach out to us. You can reach out to me at my email. You can also write to our inquiry at Asia Info. And I'm going to post the survey form and the reflection form once again, if in case you have not yet completed that, okay, to get your certificate. Yeah, so that ends tonight's webinar. We will be having more guest speakers coming up over the next few months. Okay, do stay tuned. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to stay on to answer them. And if not, thank you so much for coming to join us.
Thank you so much, Catherine. See you.
You're welcome, Nin. Hi, Leah. Good to see familiar faces.
Thank you, Catherine.
You're welcome, Mr. Jam. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Catherine.
You're welcome.
Thank you, and see you again, Miss Catherine.
Yes, thank you, Vicky.
Thank you.
How's
Thank you, Miss
baby?
Catherine. Thank you, Miss Nita.
How's your baby doing, Vicky? Oh, she left.
Yeah, she play with me beside me now.
Oh.
Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you, Vivian. Thank you, Reynosa. Thank you. Yes, I see your name coming up in all our past webinars. And Vidi too, right? You've been joining a lot of our webinars.
Yes.
Okay, do make sure that you complete the reflection form and the survey form. Okay, if there are no questions, I bid you a good night. Thank you again for joining us. Good night. Good night.